Hold on, we gotta play a very special song right now. Gotta play a special song. Thank you for all being here. All right, I'm just kidding. Oh man, I spent a few minutes before the stream just making that happen. How's everybody doing tonight? Or for me, today for all of you. Eventful day yesterday, wasn't it? We'll dive right into it. But it's another little cozy time with the chat. Let's see who's here. A bunch of people are here in the chat. Thank you for all being here. Drew's happy about the Lakers, I see, and Dr. Donks, this Tandy Randy music, big ticket. When withdraws, right? We're waiting for that ACH withdrawal. We were told that we'd get an update on the ACH withdrawal the other day, but that update didn't seem to come. But anyway, let's see. Yeah, we had Trumpy at the town hall yesterday. That was a interesting video clip if you haven't watched that yet. Jared, I know, is happy. Jared bought his legendary Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, and he said Top Shot offered to burn the unsold packs, and everybody bought them up. It seems like the demand is there. Excited to hear about everyone else's favorite purchases yesterday. So Bolero's not so happy. He's saying, bring the heat, Tandy. No mercy regarding this terrible legendary drop, please. So let's think about this. We got to break this down a little bit. I mean, I know some people were very upset about this legendary drop. And the one dude, JDL, what's his name again? JDL something or other. I had it written down. JDL 641. He did seem to come from nowhere, but someone did do a little recon. They saw that he has been buying packs in the past. Apparently, he was inside the Lakers Discord, but apparently that was not true. That was just someone who changed their username. Yeah, if someone can buy 80 packs, then that is a problem. There is no way around that one. And there's no way of saying, yeah, but they sold out the packs. Yeah. But legendary packs, you're not supposed to be able to just join the queue and buy as many as you want. And so clearly that is the problem. Whether or not we sold out isn't really the point. We obviously have a lot of people who just love the thrill of the rip. They love the thrill of the rip. Opening up the packs. They just can't get enough of that. And it's a form of gambling. Let's be honest. It's a form of putting some money down and hoping that you get something better than the money you spent, which is why it's such a head scratcher when people like John Boy Beats tell you what the expected value is of the pack, and it's minus, to go crazy and spend $40,000 buying 80 of these packs. I just don't get it. I wonder if maybe it was someone who was like, I don't know, maybe he was like in an Afghani jail or something and he had no access to the internet for the last 2 years. And then like he got his freedom back and he logged into Top Shot and he was like, "Oh, I remember when I was free before these Afghani police officers caught me smuggling all these drugs at the airport, and it's been a rough 2 years, but I remember before that, I used to like try to grab one of these hollow legendary packs and I couldn't get one. And all of a sudden I just logged in and I could go around as many times as I want. There must be something wrong. I think I must have figured it out, some kind of cheat code or something." But yeah, I don't get it. I think that's why Mike Sorarian wants to interview that dude, and I would love to interview him as well because that's a lot of money. He just dropped $40,000 on legendary packs that had a minus EV. I wanted to make a comment about that though, and I'm gonna catch up to the chat. I see the chat going crazy right now, but like I do want to make a comment about one thing. Is that so yesterday, I'm sure a lot of you tuned in to Mike's stream. And you know what? It was entertaining. That's the point. What we try to do, people like myself, people that are actually comedians like Mike, is we try to entertain you for a few minutes out of your lives. We try to entertain you. We try to have some fun. And obviously, Mike and I and others that are in this chat as well, we came up on Top Shot when the marketplace was completely different, and we've seen how much it's changed. And there's elements of being frustrated, there's elements of being upset, and but there's still elements of like enjoying the entertainment side of things. So when someone like Mike makes a funny stream, and obviously people liked it, there are a ton of people in the chat yesterday. You gotta understand that like everything doesn't have to be for everybody. This stream doesn't have to be for everybody. I don't watch streams that I don't enjoy. I don't like hate watch someone else's stream or someone else's content, you know? I don't That's the part that I just can't really seem to understand. I think though that there's something about engaging with things that you don't like that is also a form of entertainment. So it's like the people that engage with the stuff they don't like, there's a thrill to that as well. And so it's just like the flywheel keeps going, it keeps turning. People love drama, people love entertainment, and people also love to commiserate when they're all a bunch of people pissed off together. It's more fun to do it as a group. So I say, if you don't like when people are sarcastic in a way that hurts your feelings, don't watch it. It's really simple, you know? Anyway, I just wanted to say that real quick. Now, let's just catch up to the chat here. Jeb is saying RIP Celtics. I hope you're wrong, Jeb. Mike is saying Celtics in 7. That's exactly right. RIP Lakers. That's I mean, Lakers fans, you really feeling so confident after the Warriors smacked you around last night, and now Mr. Glass or the human glass man or Anthony Davis got rocked in the head and apparently got hit in a certain area of the head that like a boxer gets hit in and really loses their balance. Do you remember Anthony Joshua, that big dude, that big British professional boxer, when he faced off against that short Jose Ruiz, I think, short, chubby Mexican, I think, boxer, and he hit him in that area of the head. And that's how he beat him. And I think that's where Anthony Davis got smacked up. So it'll be interesting to see if Anthony Davis is the Anthony Davis that we all know in the next game, because if he's not, you got to be pretty confident that the Warriors are going to take that series. Okay, so Ryan is saying wire transfers this week. I hope you're right, Ryan. I think that a lot of people are waiting for that. And let's see what else we got here. Scarcity, exactly. Scarcity should matter. Limit them somewhat. Jules is calling all those packs buying masochism. Poker Pro is calling out the fact that before S4, they said that packs will be very scarce and hard to come by. That is a head scratcher. Those packs were not hard to come by, and those were the most scarce in theory, packs. Obviously, it's because there's a imbalance between the price of the packs and the expected value of the packs. Because if they were sure winners, people would be buying them. But I'll say one other thing too, though, is that the VIPs weren't buying the packs either. And the VIPs, you would think, those are almost sure winners because now I don't recall what John Boy Beats EV values were. Not that he's always right. Sometimes he swings and a miss pretty hard. But the VIPs had a discounted pack down to, I think, $300. So they still could lose $100 if you pulled like a DeMar DeRozan, I think, or some of those guys were going for that much money. But there was still plenty, I think, of opportunities there, and I think it's adding to the larger narrative that I think the VIPs especially are trying to make clearer and clearer, which is that these people with these deep pockets, they don't want to be active in the marketplace if they can't trust what's going on in the marketplace and what's going to go on with the values of the stuff that they're currently holding. So these people who buy up all the super rare, super legendary, high value moments of everyone else who pulls them, if those people are sitting on the sidelines, then that's obviously an issue. Not to say that that's happening across the board, but there obviously is a sentiment of that, which is why the packs didn't sell out as quickly, why JDL was able to buy 80 packs. These are all part of it. And it's like a lot of different issues are all around the same thing, which is what we all talk about. And we got a new drop. And thanks to Steve for this one. What do we talk about? Yeah, baby. We're getting dark. All right. So Top Shots Hot Shots says, thank you for everyone who didn't buy a pack. Jared says, I typically buy moments that I want long term at a price I'm comfortable with. And that's the smart play, Jared. Actually, Jeb says it's a form of gambling if the house was guaranteed a win 100% of the time. Well, not if you pulled a LeBron. Ryan says the biggest thing to me, they knew what sentiment would be by having 2 legendary drops in 7 days, but did it anyway. Yeah, and we've seen this kind of thing in the past too. And I don't think that these people are bad people or that they're like not intelligent or anything like that. I just think there's something going on here with, I think, like revenue that needs to be made or revenue that's been promised to partners, even though we may have heard something that was not along those lines in the past. Otherwise, there's just no really good reason for it, I think, because if you see that your community is sort of in uproar, you would pause and you would rethink things a bit, I think. At least that's what I think. AR6 says, I know, right? So I'm definitely a little late on these comments, but let me take a look. Prison Talk is fire. That's what actually Jeb Bush is watching before bed. Jared is pooping on Pepe. You know what, though? I want to make a point about that. And I actually wrote a note about this actually, because hold on, where's my point here I wanted to make? All right. So I was just kind of alluding to it, which is like the biggest pockets on the platform are feeling skittish. And it's something that it's like a contagion effect. It just works its way down. If the biggest buyers aren't feeling necessarily comfortable or confident right now, it's going to infect all the way down, right? I mean, other than the people who just play at the really shallow end and they like collecting the dollar moments and, they like just hanging out in the discords, and that's totally fine. I have nothing against those people. In fact, those people are living their best life because they don't get stressed out when prices go up and down. They are just chilling. So I envy those people. And if you're joining Top Shot right now, that's exactly what I would suggest you do. Just buy some floor moments of your favorite players and join your Discord and just chill the hell out and have fun with in your team Discord, right? But okay, so the point I was trying to make though is that if the VIPs are skittish and sitting on the sideline, it's not a larger crypto or NFT issue. It is an NBA Top Shot issue, just so we're clear. Because sometimes we talk about the macro and the micro, but that doesn't apply here. And why doesn't it apply here? Jared mentioned Pepe, and that's a perfect example of why it doesn't apply here. It has nothing to do with any outside factors, because we see terrible PFP projects sell out. And yes, sure, is it based on hype and the hype doesn't last? Yes, it is. But those things sell out. And not only that, but now we're seeing these vapor coins or these shit coins. And you will see a coin launch tonight. And we talked about this, I think, last week. You'll see a coin tonight, $ hairy nuts, and it'll go from a $50,000 market cap to a $1 million market cap in a matter of hours. So it's not that people in this space don't have the dry powder and they're ready to go for it, because they exist and they are ready and willing to go for it. And this might get into a larger conversation of, is NBA Top Shot, should it be this speculative thing? Should it be something where we tie a dollar amount to our values and try to use it to flip and to make money? Like it or not, that's the genesis of this product. And also, like it or not, but I think that that is also a pure part of what makes a collectible. People collect things. Some people just collect and they just don't care. But I think that's the minority. Most people collect things to try to see those things increase in value, make flips, find other things, increase in value, make flips. So if people feel that that is not something you can do on NBA Top Shot, then NBA Top Shot no longer feels like a traditional collectible anymore. It now feels like, I don't know, I don't know, actually. I don't know what the terminology that we'd use. Or it's a collectible just in the sense of that small minority that really doesn't care what happens with the price movement. And then, so I suppose it's, in some ways, it's a collectible, but not as much to the general public who likes to treat collectibles as kind of a speculative thing. Hope that made sense to someone in this chat. All right, I'm catching up on this chat. Tandy got rich. Yeah. By the way, I mentioned that when I bought that Pepe coin, I told you this is the top signal, and I was right. Soon after it went up about like 10 cents and then just dropped like a complete rock. And now I think it's down about half from what I paid. I didn't put that much money in though. Stand-up clowns, comedians or clowns. We're talking about me and Mike, I suppose. No sarcasm allowed. Without Mike, there's no Top Shot. Without Tandy, there's no Top Shot. Wrong, Tandy. Mike is a loser who is trying to burn Top Shot to the ground. Right, exactly. That we can all agree with. Zakarian sucks. Arasek feels good about the Sixers. Sixers and 6, he says. All right, I'm just trying to catch up here. Jules says that Mike gets people to talk Top Shot. Exactly, that's true. There's no such thing as bad press, right? That's what they say. And let's see what else. Team Holt. Tandy, are you laughing at AD's injury? Was I laughing? I didn't mean to laugh. Here we go. Weisberg says, also, here's a thought. Nail the drop itself. Nail the drop itself. Okay, I don't know what that means. The fact that even the dude who bought 40,000 worth of packs was shorted, like, okay, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, the drop had problems, technical issues where MGLs were missing from the packs. That is a problem. It definitely messes up the user experience. It messes up the thrill of the rip. Am I right? But I do obviously think that those people are all going to get MGLEs and it's going to be made better. But sure, that technical issue is annoying. It's not like high up on my list here, but that is annoying. Wilder's predicting a Lakers and a Philly finals. I mean, that's possible. Jared says, I like Team Holt and Team Fold and his S1 moment giveaways in July. Jules is saying hashtag Tandy feet pics. Boston Base is trying to see if he can type hashtag super chat if it creates a super chat. Didn't work this time. All right, I'm almost at the bottom, guys. Jules says S5 packs will be trade tickets only. I think that's the thread that Jay Metz wrote today. He's like, should Top Shot release any packs for sale in S5? And the overwhelming majority voted no. But I don't think that's how business works. I mean, I know that Jay Metz has talked about this on this stream as well, and we've talked about this before. If there's some other way to make millions of dollars and it not being by selling packs, that would be incredible. If it's possible. When we used to have the streams that would go on the whole entire time during pack drops, that was an optimal time when you literally had thousands of people all on the same website, all at the same time. That would have been a great time to do it. Or maybe we're going to have to watch an ad before we get our moment reward. I mean, 5,000 eyeballs at this moment. I just don't know. I'm not sure how much that's worth, but I'm sure there are some companies that would pay a pretty penny to be ingrained into Top Shot's website. So I welcome it if that means we can move away a bit from packs. It just doesn't seem like it makes a whole lot of sense when you consider how much money they can just click their fingers and materialize almost out of thin air. It's that's a tough business model to beat. um, Jumpshot says losing Veerman is bad. I don't think Veerman has been lost. Veerman has voiced his problems with this platform in the past. This is not something new. Yeah, I mean, Veerman is holding an obscene amount of moments. He's definitely not lost, but I do think that they should listen when someone like Veerman has criticisms. The people at top, whoever are making these decisions to release back-to-back legendary packs, for example, that person should talk to Veerman, whoever that is. Poker Pro says we lost Zakarian. Budavane says Veerman still supports the Raptors. And Top Shot Hotshot says Veerman isn't dumping everything, is he? And I don't think he is exactly that. And also that would take him like 15 years. Alexa says, I mean, Wilder says Alexo is gone soon. Are you sure about that? I don't think so. He's right here. He's saying, laughing my ass off. What are you talking about, bruh? I think he said, hey, we got to give him a little. Oh, no, we'll give him a little this one. When he says Alexo is gone, Alexo's like, oh, shit, we're here.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
Exactly. Wilder just wanted to see Alexo show up in the chat, and it worked. Steve's Random Videos. Oh, I didn't realize that's Veerman. Veerman, you have a YouTube account called Steve's Random Videos. Interesting. I didn't realize that was you. He said, I'm not going anywhere. I just skipped the drop. Jules says greed is a hell of a drug. Let's see. Oh, man, there's a lot of comments, guys. It's going to take me like the whole rest of the show. I didn't realize how far up I am on these comments. Holy shit. Poker Pro says, what about the community? Oh, you know I'll do it.
You love the community.
Alexa says, I think they already had these planned, but started pivoting with redemptions. So, Alexa, you think the redemptions was the pivot. Okay. And let's see, Boston, which of the remaining 5 pack drops this series are you most excited about? I think under normal circumstances, legendary rookies is an exciting notion because if you take a look at what happens in the physical card space or in Top Shot as well for that matter, but the rookies are where it's at. The rookies, people are willing to spend way more money on what's right now than they are on what happened beforehand. I mean, people will drop a pretty penny on Top Shot, on and physical panini bread, panini press sandwiches. They will press their sandwich real hard trying to get their hands on a rare or like legendary of a physical rookie, no matter if that guy turns out to be a great player or not. And actually, Jeb loves redemptions. I do too. I do wonder how they can apply this to the regular season. And let's just see. And actually said, so yeah, so Budavane says, I agree. I'd just be prepared for all of it to drop to $1 in terms of the redemption stuff. And that is a good point. All the teams that lose basically are going to drop down to the floor. I do wonder if over time, though, they'll like appreciate. It's just right now because we're in the heat of the game. It's all dropping when they lose. I do wonder, though, if over time people will appreciate it more. Like if it's a playoff set and it's a good player. Just right now, as a game piece, you lose, you're out. There's just not a lot of value there. But actually, Jeb says, well, if the team you bet on loses, it should drop to $1. And so I think that this is an interesting conversation because I think as long as in the short term, if the value of holding the winning team stuff, call it like the market cap of the moments. All right, I'm trying to work this out while I think about it live. But like, as long as the market caps are kind of the same, right? So Maybe that doesn't make sense though, because new moments appear and then the values increase. But basically, another way of saying that, as long as the value as a whole is kind of similar from before one team is the winner and after when one team is the winner and you have that team reel, then that will show, I think, that it's like a good, stable game, so to speak. As long as it's not something where after the fact, everything drops to $1 and including the stuff that wins, well, then it would be a kind of a broken system. I don't think that's going to happen though. Stan Love says, I hear a lot of that. Buy low moments and don't worry about value advice, but that doesn't apply to $500 legendary packs. And I would agree with you, Stan. And that's kind of the paradox on this platform sometimes, is that sometimes we're talking about just collecting what you love and just having a good time, enjoying the chat, enjoying the Discord, enjoying the memes, enjoying the podcast. And I'm all for that. But then you're asking people to shelve out $500. And then the conversation kind of has to change, I think. That's just my opinion. John says, Top Shot still sells out. It does, John, doesn't it? And it already pumped and dumped. Well, yeah. We've talked about that about 500,000 times on this show and others. All right. I'm just gonna try to. Bro, the founder of Harry Nuts Coin is legit. I did hear that. I did hear that the founder of Harry Nuts Coin, it's a locked supply. It's a 2% limit. They don't have access to the wallet afterwards. So yeah, you might want to dump some money into Harry Nuts Coin. That's a good point, Jump Shoot. All right, I'm trying to work through this a little bit faster. Green Curry has $5,000 profits from Pepe, and now it looks like I will only have to use 1,000 of it to complete the finals legendary set. Green Curry, wait. I told you this last week. I'll tell you it again. Wait. Buy the legendary set in the middle of the summer. Don't do it now. Jules is not a fan of the flow coin. Actually, Jeb, Tandy's a FUD machine. Stop with the logic and reason. Alexa saying great work. I wish I was tracking this so I knew what you were talking about. Yeah, 9:20 p.m. So that was 10 minutes ago for me. Let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. How much is Top Shot paying Tandy for this show today? I don't get paid by Top Shot Poker Pro. Not for the show. When I create Twitter ads, I get a little kickback in Dapper, but nothing that would totally change my life. Let's just keep on going here. I'm trying to catch up. Boston Bay says playback is dead. Top Shot is dead. Team hold next. Oh my gosh. Actually, Jeb said pretty much all of us here are trolling to some degree. I think that's true. And Arisec, you have as many views as the Top Shot Top 50 stream. Good job. Thank you, Arisec. Hashtag Roham says Stan loves. I'm so late on these comments, by the way, guys. I'm sorry.
Rohan.
All right, I'm gonna try to get here as fast as I can. All right, I'm going. Here's something that related to what I was talking about. I'm behind, Jared says, but I've never collected for a quick flip when I collected cards. I always had a long view. Seems like that is a crypto and NFT mindset, not a collectible one. Maybe I'm wrong. So yeah, Jared, I think that you are part of a small minority though, because if you are someone who's collecting never to sell and like never checks the value of what you're collecting, I do think there's people like that, but I think that's a minority. All right, I'm trying to get the guys. I'm only halfway into these chat. Oh my gosh, I'm just gonna go kind of quickly and see if I can find anything funny. Oh geez. I'm coming. Stan Love says we lost Fleo. Whose comment has Tandy talked about the longest? They should win this contest. Tandy's pace, keeping up with the chat, is on par with Alexa's Wi-Fi. That's accurate. All right, I'm almost there, guys. Roham should sell to Trump, says Martin. Martin 23 Kings. That's a smart guy right there. Martin 23 Kings, great guy, handsome guy. Martin 23 Kings. I've never met many women that accuse me of terrible things, but whoever this Martin 23 Kings, he sounds like someone I've met very often on my golf course. All right, I'm here, guys. I have caught up to the chat. Hello, we the people. And let's see. Stan Loves, how worried are you about the Celtics tonight? And thank you, actually, Jeb. I'm proud of myself too. How worried am I about the Celtics tonight? After the last game, and also by the fact that the Celtics don't close out close games, and the fact that we're all doubting Joe Mazzulla, I think there's a lot of a reason to feel a little bit concerned about the Celtics. I mean, the vibes are not high. The only thing that does feel good right now is that Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum were just added to the All NBA teams. Jaylen Brown second, Jason Tatum first. So hopefully they can like ride that confidence. And also the Celtics do seem to play pretty well when their backs are against the wall. I don't know why they like lollygag when they think they are going to win a game. They play down to the level of their opponents during the regular season. But yeah, Joe Mazzulla has to call timeouts at the end of in the end of the game. He's got to stop runs. He's got to make some set plays. I think he's trying to be a little too cute, and he's trying to leave bad defenders on the floor. But we've already seen this result in like broken plays more than once already in this series. So I think enough with the cuteness. Create an actual play, call a timeout, because otherwise I don't trust this team in close games. And that's not a good sign. But I'm still going to go with Celtics in 7. And my Jason Tatum redemption moment be damned. Laro says the issue with people saying Top Shot is a collectible is that moment prices have basically only gone down for about 18 months. It's hard to sell it as a collectible with so few users and so much supply. Sure, that is the case. That is the issue, the problem that people have been talking about for a very long time, is that how can you put money into something if you care about the value of it, if it just goes down in value? There's obviously opportunities to do some fun things like redemptions. And if we can somehow bottle that up and make more of Top Shot feel like that and less of Top Shot feel like buying a pack and everything's worth $1 and your EV sucks, then the people who care about this kind of thing will be on the platform. And when I talked to Eric Whiteback, the collectibles guru, great episode if you haven't watched it, but I imagine most of you have, he said that the amount of people that enjoy making money is as long as the earth is wide, or whatever the saying. I don't know what it is. But that's how you attract the masses. Not necessarily that you want everyone on Top Shot to only be interested in making money, because I don't think you do, and I don't think that's what they want. But a certain percentage of those people then start to really enjoy the product and everything else that comes along with it. And again, if this is a collectible, it needs to behave like a collectible. And a collectible that doesn't appreciate isn't typically a collectible, if I had to say. It would almost, if you think about it like cars, for example, right? The famous saying around cars is you drive it out the lot, it depreciates in value. So would you say that like a 2012 Honda Civic is a collectible? No, you wouldn't, because a 2012 Honda Civic just declines in value. You drive it out the lot, and after that, it just continually declines in value. Whereas if you were to think of it as one of these like very rare, more expensive cars, so now we're talking about like the VIP section of NBA Top Shot, and now you're talking about a 2012, I don't know, some kind of Porsche Roadster or something, that might actually hold its value and over time might even increase in value, because that's typically the way that collectibles work, in my estimation. So Doc Rivers is a bad coach, which is why it hurts even more that he's making Joe Mazzulla look bad. And Budafane says, how many Sam Adams are we going to drink to calm the nerves, dude? Dude, Joe Mazzulla is a clown, brother. If Joe Mazzulla loses this series, everybody needs to be fired, and we got to get rid of every player on the South of the Seas, dude. This is like a disgrace, dude. This team was destined for Banner 18, and then effing Jason Tatum dribbling off his foot, can't hit a shot. And Jaylen Brown, he's trash. Dude, hit a shot. Al Horford trying to make a 3-pointer, looking like me trying to make a 3-pointer, dude. All right, let's see. Derek White has reverted back to a pumpkin. Muffin Man makes a point, though. It's impossible to label something a collectible, let alone a grail, that's not even 5 years old. Well, I would argue, Muffin Man, that LeBron record breaker should be considered a grail. Also, the Steph Curry 3-point record breaker, I think, is pretty damn grail-like. Dr. Dunks, the amount of Rohams that love making money is as wide as the earth is long. That was the saying, wasn't it? Laro, the Tandy, it doesn't even need to appreciate. Nobody's expecting appreciation overnight. The issue is the consistent rapid drops in value. And right, and as we introduce more and more supply, everything else gets hit. So Jeb thinks I could crush a Bill Simmons. His impression isn't that strong, though, right? It's kind of yeah, I don't think he has a strong accent. But Ryan says, if you're from New York, New Jersey, how'd you become a Celtics fan? Ryan, I was born and raised outside of Boston, but I lived in New York for 10 straight years. Dustin, I hate my life. Oh man, Dustin, come on now. This is why this is a therapy session. Let it all out, Dustin. I just want Top Shot to not suck so much ass. Dustin, even if you dropped a lot of money on this product, I don't want you to be so down in the dumps, man. Come on, get it together. Get it together, buddy. Bermira, do we have every collector left in Tandy's stream today? I hope not, Bermira. Pohi Piggy Bew. That's a new name. Some new names in here. Are we gonna have to do a giveaway so we make sure some of you guys subscribe? Pohi Piggy Bew. If you were producing a Honda Civic and you made a bunch of money by selling an allotment of them, what would you do? That's a good question, Pohi Bew. I guess you would you'd make as much Honda Civics as you could. But then again, Honda Civics are not a collectible, are they? They are a car an accessible vehicle that's designed for everyone. Budavane, what is this drop? It's the supply drop. Poe BBU says you stop making Honda Civics so existing ones are worth more, or B, you make more and more until they stop selling. Yeah, you definitely make more and more until they stop selling, Poe BBU. That's a good point by Jeb. I guess this is an MGLE reference. If it also helps when you don't open your Honda Accord and it's missing half the seats. Dustin may have been the person that bought those 80 packs. I agree. Dustin says giveaway a $20 legendary. Yeah, the chat's on fire today. Louis Locke says type R's are rare. Exactly. If we're talking about type R's. And maybe that's the theory. If we're gonna compare it to Top Shot, then the LeBron legendary record breaker is the type R. And cars have utility. And the Chef Prez is in the house. Where's my drop for Chef Prez? I think I gotta start organizing these drops better, man. I can't find anything.
Stinky.
That's how I'm feeling right now because I can't find the damn drop. Is this the longest it's ever taken me to find a drop? Oh my lord, here it is. Chef Press says the thing I never understood about Top Shot is how can they mess up and immediately start with wearing beta, but charge a lot even though marketplace super low? Why not charge less and reward early adopters? Well, I think technically in the beginning, that is kind of how it was. They weren't charging a lot in the beginning. We are still in beta, and I agree it's been 2 years of beta, and they are continually testing new things. But you're right. I think technically, or usually in other examples of products, when you're in beta, the price might be cheaper. You might sort of give more back to your early beta testers. But in this case, there weren't, there were thousands and thousands of beta testers. So the whole thing doesn't quite add up to your typical beta situation, I would say. And it's more of like just a label to say we can continue to tinker and try new things. Are we sweeping LeBron record breaker today? I would love to, Alexo. That would sound great. Pohigabu says the difference with the Type R Honda is it actually costs more to produce them, unlike legendaries where cost of production is equal to cost of producing Wade fandom. Well, that's true. Doesn't matter what moment you're producing on Top Shot, but then this goes into a much broader conversation. And I was thinking about this too. It's like when people ask Top Shot to stop selling packs, imagine if you could just generate revenue from creating digital collectibles. Digital collectibles, it doesn't cost you more the more you make them. Like he's saying here. That is a tough business model to beat. I can't think of a better business model, honestly. It's an amazing business model. So how could you ever possibly think to walk away from it or to reduce it? But obviously you have to, because you got to be a custodian of your community. And that's something I think I was talking about months ago, this idea of being a custodian of your community. Because if you're not, then eventually that community is going to lose its trust. And eventually that community is going to stop opening its wallet. But we're seeing how long that takes. That could take a long time, because Top Shot still does things the right way from time to time. They still do fun things. They still have fun marketing ideas. They still have fun pack drops. It's like this too shall pass, as they say. Right? Should we listen to our sad music again? All right. When China, says Budavane. Let's see. When land, all okay. We're not beta testers, said Jeb. We're pay pigs. Ooh, that's a good term. We're pay pigs. Stan received his homage shirt, so everything is forgiven. Print away. Yeah, so Martin says if they had a game and more sales on the open market, they wouldn't be forced to sell so many packs. I don't think a game is coming anytime soon, Martin, for the same reason that their business model is such an easy one. If you think about it, they've figured it out. They can just print moments and print cash. What an incredible business model that is. Ryan says a question that's never really been answered is, when will Top Shot actually go mainstream? Like, we joke about it, but if it's not S5 with Wemby and the app, then never. And Alexo wants to collect it all. He says every round of new supply is a smaller fraction of the existing. Yeah, so I guess we'll just keep on going, Alexo, until hopefully find that balance. But Ryan, it's a good question. But I think it's hard for us to understand this, but we are still pretty niche. And I remember Aaron Caller during like Top Shot heyday went to a Charlotte Hornets game and like no one knew what it was. And you hear that all the time when people go on Twitter and ask the general public. Nobody knows what Top Shot is. We know about it because of whatever reason, but most people don't know about it. We are a small niche group. And I don't know, like, how do you get Joe Public to join onto an NFT project? Like, NFTs in general are sort of icky to most people in the general public. So Top Shot should have a good chance at doing such a thing, because Top Shot doesn't feel like a gross NFT project where you have to connect your MetaMask and yada yada, or register on Coinbase or anything like that. It's just credit card directly to product. But there is obviously quite a large learning curve that would have to be overcome. And right now, that feels bigger than we think. And I don't know. What examples can we take from the past or from what other organizations or businesses have done to get people to adopt a completely new way of using technology? Like Steve Jobs and the iPhone. Who else? What other examples, right? Elon Musk with the Tesla and electric cars. I don't know if Top Shot is on the same level as these like culture shifting technologies. They're not. I still think there are ways though to integrate more, but it's going to be difficult because so many people recoil at the idea of collecting digital collectibles. It's just our tight group here. We believe in it, but the majority do not. And I think the fastest or the most likely group of people that should understand something like this would be your physical card collectors, because there's thousands, if not millions, of physical card collectors who don't want to collect digital right now and who like to get the stuff graded in the little clamshell and with the sticker at the top. And that's what they like to collect. But those are the kind of people, like, that is probably your closest option of getting new users onto this platform, because they already get the idea of collecting something of a player and hoping it goes up in value, etc. But that's the key point here. And that's why it always comes back to this whole idea of supply and collectability. Because if they don't think there's a chance to come to this platform and like hit big and watch the value of the things that they buy go up, then they're not going to come to this platform. So until that's figured out, it's going to be problematic. And you're going to have the group of diehards and the people that still love Top Shot and still love collecting. And those people aren't going to go anywhere. But if you want to attract the masses, it has to be something where they feel like this is a fun way and this has a chance to crack something and make some real money. And that has to first and foremost be correct. And not only crack something, but buy something and make a clever buy, and then that goes up in value. That is the core of this product. We can't deny it. We can play in the shallow water like I alluded to earlier, but that's not going to make the big bucks for the platform, and it's not going to make those big pocketed people satisfied and watching their moments be stable or go up in value. Dustin says, "Don't you dare skip my comments, you coward." What did I skip, Dustin? You coward. I paid thousands to bitch in this stream. That's not true, Justin. That's not true. But that's okay. Pohi says, "Kids don't care if their parents' investment is going down to zero." That's true. We got it. We got to get the kids on. Jared says, "Alexo gets it." Martin says, "Every round of new supply is also a smaller fraction of the users existing." Alexa says, "People are barely grasping the internet." Chef Prez says, "Or have players, teams out of the playoffs to do fan experiences with team set holders." Yeah, those are all ideas. I mean, those are marketing channels to get players more involved. And they did that with the tour. And that was fun for people who kind of already understood Top Shot, I would say. I don't think any of these cool things they've done so far have been massive attractors of new people for whatever reason. I think, again, it's just because like NFTs are scary. And even when they did that event at the card show, the people that took most advantage of these real sweetheart pack deals was like Poker Pro Eric and Steady Breaks. Because the card people, they like still don't quite get it or trust it or whatever. And that's obviously a pretty big boulder to push up a hill. Pohigu says NBA Top Shot should integrate AI. So of course, you got to integrate AI. Everyone's integrating AI these days. Top Shot Copilot helping you make good trading decisions. Ooh, that's an interesting idea, Pohigu. Milo says they got too cocky when they were balling instead of marketing with those funds. Well, they were. They did. I mean, they did see the opportunity to expand rapidly. I mean, you got to hand it to them. They saw an opportunity and they struck. You know, they say strike when the kettle is hot. That kettle was flaming hot and they struck hard. They closed deals with other major organizations and sports leagues. They sold millions of packs. They knew how to take advantage, and they attracted venture capital on a major level. So you got to hand it to them. In that sense, they killed it. But I guess you could take that both ways. But in terms of looking after your customer base and being custodians of your customer base, that's why it's left something to be desired. Muffin Man says it's not for Joe Public. It's to get the big spenders. Exactly. And big spenders are only going to buy if they think that stuff's going to go up in value. All right, let's keep on going here. Jeb says Top Shot was amazing in theory because at the core, players would care about who owned their moments, but they don't, and they probably never will, considering their salaries and other revenue streams. Yeah, I remember that was something that was talked about in terms of why Top Shot was like an interesting value add to a player. A player can have a better idea of who his biggest fans are. That was a core marketing message that I was hearing, and when I had the previous GM on the show. Um, but when you think about it now, it does make a good point. Like, do players really care that much who their biggest fans are? I'm not sure that they do. Like, these players are being paid just obscene amounts of money to bounce a basketball around and put it through a hoop. Do they care that much that actually Jeb Bush is their biggest fan? I don't think they do. I think they'll tell their agent, "Hey, could you like hook up my biggest fan with like a printed photo of me and a signature and say thanks for the support?" And then I'm going to go back and make millions of dollars and for missing free throws. All right, let me catch up again. Dr. Dunk says, if you are smart enough to buy an NFT, you are also smart enough to read comments on Twitter or Instagram. What a conundrum. Alexo says physical collectors are protecting their bags. There might be some element to that, Alexo. Poker Pro says Janie had a few drinks and spilled all the beans. Not sure which beans you're talking about. Bodavane said, Top Shot made me care about bench warmers again, just like Yahoo did before and So Rare did after. Sure, there's an element that's true to that. Colin says, Top Shot's not going to succeed until kids start showing off their NFTs during recess. Mass adoption is necessary. And Jared saying all the best rookie debuts in S4 were good buys. That's true. If you bought those Paulos when they were like $15, those were good buys. And let's see what else. Martin23 King says the average person is never coming. I can't even print a shirt or have a portrait video of my Kevin Martin moment. I think you could print a shirt, Martin. I'm sure we could print one of those funny looking t-shirts with a big moment in the middle. Stan Love says no more Bet US. Rugged. Yes, Stan. Bet US was like, your audience is not depositing money on this website. We don't want to sponsor you anymore. And I was like, okay, bye-bye now. Budavane, at least we have each other as a community. I agree, Budavane. Isn't that the most entertaining part about all of this? I was thinking about that in the car. I was driving to pick up my son at school, and I was like, there is a value though to being entertained, and whatever you say about NBA Top Shot, it has provided entertainment, and that is valued. There's a value to that. I don't know what that value is. I wish that we could be thinking about that value and also be completely rich, like people who minted Bored Apes. But yeah, there is a value there. I mean, I don't know what it is though. Probably different for everybody. Superluminal says multi-level marketing, is that what you're saying? Are also scary. I'd agree they are. Okay. Muffin Man says cards are also a much better vehicle for money laundering than the blockchain. Yeah, that's true. Steve says, to Jeb's point, Steve's random videos, by the way, I never knew this was Veerman until today. Steve says, to Jeb's point, that's exactly why I think the WNBA has staying power on Top Shot. The revenue from Top Shot might actually move the needle for that league. That's an interesting point. People are agreeing with Steve's random videos right now. And yes, priceless. And for the rest, MasterCard. So that was a long roundabout way of just talking about this drop and what the consistent issue is for those of us who enjoy this platform, but see that there are issues, especially when we start from the top with the people with the deep pockets and we work our way down and we think, how can we diagnose this and turn this around? And is there any way that NBA Top Shot could actually make a huge play in the direction of its collectors and say, you know what, we're going to do a buyback program, or we're going to stop a bunch of these pack drops that we had planned. We're actually going to stop it. And, we want to give back to our community. It's not an impossible vision. I think it could happen. I just don't know how likely it is, though, when you can snap your fingers and just create a bunch of revenue. That's a tough situation. But we did see they went lean, right? They went lean. A lot of people got let go. And I think the idea behind that is now we don't have to sell as many packs. And I think, as we know, as Alexo also wrote, the supply keeps on reducing. I haven't been tracking like how much money they're making via pack revenue this series, but I imagine it's probably quite a bit reduced, and that's directly aligned with the fact that people get let go. There's less revenue coming in, and really, in one sense, you want things to be as lean as they need to be so that we can reduce the amount of supply. But I think we're at a position right now where like the active user base that wants to buy on the marketplace, not even just the packs, but the marketplace, and wants to like really put serious coin back onto this website, that number is pretty low right now. And it's only going to go up when the trust is back. And the trust is only going to come back once people in general with the money on this platform see that their existing stuff doesn't get watered down over and over again, which is also a paradox because they have to keep on creating content in form of moments, the best moments of the season. So it is quite a pickle. But I agree, Boston. Zakarian is the problem. And Jared says, and I mean, I hope that I was clear on this earlier, is that Top Shot can be fun for $10 a month or $1,000 a month. It doesn't have to be expensive. The people that are spending $10 a month are the ones that are winning. It's just that most of us got here and saw this as the typical collectible and speculated, etc., and spent a lot of money. And that's why a lot of us are always going to be anchored to that perception of this platform. And then also, Jared, like what the people are talking about is, yeah, you can have fun on $10 a month, but is this a platform about aimed at people spending $10 a month, or is this a platform aimed at people buying $500 packs of legendaries? Matt says they should spend 10 million of that 50 million on buybacks. 20% of what they vowed to spend in ads isn't too much to ask. If they still have that money liquid, I agree, Matt. That would be a major signal too, that like we still appreciate and care about our community in a major way, and we want to show in this just going over the top. I think that would definitely make people happy. I don't know how long the staying power would be, because the thing too is like if you give a bunch of people Dapper right now, are they going to go and buy stuff on the marketplace, or are they just going to wash trade and get the money off the platform? Because that it's like a symptom of this greater issue. It's really challenging, I gotta say. I mean, I think if you consistently, week after week, month after month, show how much you care about your collectors, and you buy back, you reduce supply, and you communicate, text only AMAs if it has to be. But it's not just lip service. You say you're going to do something major and then you actually follow through with it. It's a tough one, man. It is a tough one. Boston says we need to lock for longer than a year. Budavane says lock Zakarian up. Lock him up. I agree. Lock up Zakarian. And Dr. Dunk says it's almost like we thought this was the stock market of the NBA. John says there's no chance they have $10 or $50 million in cash. It would appear that way, John. We've been told things in the past that their cash position is totally fine. But then either they're just sitting on that cash, or I don't know, or they have a lot of overhead, or the time just isn't right because they're in beta. And I don't know when the time will be right if that's the case.
Beta.
Pohi Big U said, tell me my ding dong is 25 centimeters. All right. I think that's for a different stream, Pohi Gibu. Matt Roth is asking, how could their overhead be high? Yachts are expensive, Matt. Yeah. So anyway, what else we got to talk about? The only thing else that is new on Top Shot in the last couple of days, the trade tickets, the trade ticket packs are going away. And we could do like a little show and tell to close out the stream. We're gonna try to not go to bed too late tonight, but we can take a look. We got these. We can first look at the aftermath. These are the highest Top Shot debuts. Not Top Shot. What am I talking about? Top Shot 50 moments. So LeBron's at 950, and you got Luka, and then you got Tatum, which is just over the pack price. Durant is under the pack price. How is Durant under the pack price? Giannis is under the pack price. You know, even if you're buying $10 moments, this if you care about this platform as a collectible, this should be a little bit concerning, shouldn't it? And we know how this happened with like the cashback. And that was actually one other thing I want to talk about. When we're talking about the Top Shot 50, when they mentioned the Top Shot 50, I thought that this was such a cool idea. And I thought that this had so much potential. Like having the Top Shot 50, the idea that you could potentially link that to like the NBA Twitter and the players and maybe have voting across Twitter and like really engage with this very fervent, strong NBA community on Twitter, let's say, right? I had these visions of grandeur. Like, oh, this the way that they're remarketing this thing, moving away from Holo, making it like the tentpole pack event of the series. It makes a lot of sense. It'll bring up like debates. It'll be fun. It'll be involving all the players. It just makes sense. It rolls off right off the tongue. It's going to be a success. So that was definitely like a big pop of the balloon for me, is that it felt like it was lined up to be a slam dunk. But because of the problem of supply and the inconsistency of the demand to the supply, we're not talking about that. And I think that's such a shame. I really do. I thought that this could have had a lot of this could have been like a slam dunk, honestly. And it's just a shame that we're not talking about it in that way. And yeah, Boston Bay says it should have been out of 50. Like, I don't know if that would have really changed everything. It definitely would have helped. Jared says, I think what's needed most is Top Shot giving people a clear vision of what the product is. I think that's the biggest disconnect. Yeah, Jared. I mean, I think, though, at the end of the day, it is an NFT. It is a digital collectible, and it sells packs for hundreds of dollars. So I think, like, if it quacks like a duck, it's a duck or something like that. It's like, it's supposed to be a collectible that people desire and want to spend hundreds of dollars on. And those type of things, those collectibles, generally people get involved in because they want to see that money that they put in go up over time. Whether or not that's realistic, I don't know. But I think that's how they are shaping their product at its core to be. Chop is saying 99 mint was just too many. Martin says, lately I've been spending my money on video games over Top Shot. Sad to say, old school games are better trading decisions. Wait, so are you trading video games, Martin? Like Eric Whiteback? Adam says, it's a bit of a shame that users won't buy their favorite players and teams at these prices. Says a lot in itself. Yeah, it says that there's not a whole lot of trust, man. That's what it says. And in Dutch, we have a great saying, gebakken lucht, baked air. Yeah, Pohiga Biga Bigaboo. We talked about this account that was buying 80 legendary packs. But yeah, so if we go back here again, that's what's going on with these moments. The cheapest moment, we can see what it is as of right now. As of right now during the stream, Jared Allen is selling for $165. Jeremy Grant, DeMar DeRozan. Why is DeMar DeRozan so slept on? And Brad Beal selling for $180. So that's tough. Sabonis, I mean, breakout year, selling for $210. Mikal Bridges as well. Like, the only reason that these are selling for so low is just because of this market imbalance. It shouldn't be this way, but you have a market imbalance. That's what this is going to look like. So the other news that was shared today is that these locker room packs are going away. They are going away, I think, in like a few days. There's still over 1 million of them left. And I say good riddance. I mean, when the S2 were worth more than $1, these were more interesting. But you have a 1% chance at hitting an S1. It's just not a very fun gamble. And we need better syncs for our trade tickets. By the way, I only learned what sync meant fairly recently. It's like when you have a coin, a sync is a place to use it. And we need to be able to use our trade tickets. I mean, again, we've said this a dozen times. So let's just see what else here. QA expert says, what differentiates a Giannis legendary from a rare? The art? Why should I pay 10 times more for a legendary? Well, it's about scarcity. It's about scarcity, and it's about people valuing certain sets more than others. I mean, people do that in the physical space as well. And Crate Collector bought a cardboard packs. I've actually seen people talk about this. There's people that are going back to cardboard. I got a 7 out of 10 on the pronunciation. Thank you, Budavane. Poker Pro asked, did I see Trump town hall last night? I did watch a few of those clips. It seemed like a real party over there. It did. Yeah, Martin wants me to reenact the Trump town hall. I think I might get canceled, Martin, if I start talking about meeting women at the department store. But let's see. Jared saying, I do think legendary, rare, and common should have wider gaps in mint counts. There needs to be a bigger separation. I agree. And also we're seeing things like the parallels that are numbered super low and people don't care. So there's some multiple issues going on right now. If you care about this kind of thing. And again, like, I got to keep throwing out that disclaimer. If you don't care about the financial side and you just have fun, then go have your fun. That's fine. And I envy you. I envy the people that just don't care, because that must be nice. So yeah, no more trade ticket packs. Those are going away. The locker room, I should say, packs. Hopefully we do get trade ticket packs again. And legendaries are down. S1 are down real low. I bought a Devin Booker bubble moment the other day for $9. Shout out Matt Roth. I saw him talk about it on Twitter that he bought for 10. So I threw out a 9 offer and I got it. And that's one of those moments that I remember looking at in the peak Top Shot. That was just incredibly expensive. And now I could grab one for $9. So there's probably quite a lot of value in S1 right now if you are looking for something to buy. And for those of you who are just sitting on the sidelines and waiting to see some positive movement in terms of leadership and marketing, I don't blame you either. I mean, that's part of the reason why I also did not jump in on any of these packs. I mean, even if you could make a couple bucks here and there, I really want to see something from leadership. I want to see them basically address properly being the custodians of their collector base in a way that feels like they hear us and they feel like that our trust is, they deserve our trust and they deserve to act the right way to get that trust back. And again, disclaimer, that's not for everybody. A lot of people don't care. A lot of people just want to collect their $1 or $2 moments of their favorite players, or some even collect more expensive moments, and they don't care about the marketplace or about the value of their moments. So I'm just going to throw that disclaimer out. And I hope that they are going to burn the rest of their S1. They did say in that blog post that they think they're going to First, they said it was a deflationary distribution measure, and then they got rid of the word deflationary. And of course, that made Twitter go up in an uproar. I think that probably means that that's where trade tickets are going to be used again. If I had to guess, they're probably going to adjust how many trade tickets and maybe pump up the percentage at getting the S1 perhaps. Because that in effect is still deflationary. It's still a trade ticket sink. And then they don't have to burn it, I suppose. Maybe they just don't want to burn the S1. But yeah, I am definitely team burn. Burn it all, if you ask me. Burn it all. Make just insane trade ticket utility where people are burning thousands and thousands and thousands of trade tickets. That would be wonderful. That would be wonderful. Budavane says Roham doesn't deserve my trust. Yeah, I mean, when you say certain things on like an AMA and then it doesn't come to pass, or you say certain things on Twitter and then it doesn't happen, it's hard. It's hard to have trust after that. I think the man is just is busy with everything else he's doing, and that's why we probably honestly, when you get down to it, and I said this weeks ago, you probably need someone else in charge. Honestly, Roham should be more of like a chief, an advisor, and not, or like just an advisor and not someone who's in there day to day. That probably would make more sense. Well, Jared liked the show. I appreciate that. All right, why don't we give away a moment? Let me go see what we're giveaway. So if you haven't liked and subscribed, please do that to be eligible for this moment. And just if you're new here, I would obviously appreciate if you liked and subscribed. We are also available on podcast format if you guys like that instead of this live stream. That you can also do that. That's fun. And I'm gonna give away legendary moment. What should I give away? See, this is kind of tough. I don't know what to give away. See, that's the problem. Like most of these moments that I have here are worth like $1, $2 at most. So how about I'll give you some options and you guys tell me what you prefer. I could give away, well, I have my Patty Mills that I ripped. That's a Patty Mills Top Shot debut. We have a number to 77 Nurkic spotlight. We have a Top Shot debut rookie, Ochai Agbaji from the Jazz. We have a 146 Liquid Explosion serial 146 Jock Landale of the Suns. That's not bad. We have a Jimmy Butler base. We have a Draymond Green rippled. Hi, Daniel. Nice to see you. Jared says an S1 Gobert. Patty, S2 LaMelo. Agbaji's your favorite player? So should we do an Agbaji? It's a good serial. 389 Ochai Agbaji. And there's an offer on it. Huh? That's nice. Draymond Green. Oh, so we got two. I see two Draymond Greens for people like the rippled for your pleasure Draymond Greens. So, all right, we could do that. Let's find the Draymond Green rippled for your pleasure. Here it is. Draymond Green, rippled for your pleasure. Let's do it. Budavane, I got two Draymonds to your one Ochai. There's one vote for Jock. Yeah, we want some duck racing. So let's do it. Throw your quacks in the chat. Oh, we got a couple votes now. We got two people who want Ochai, two people who want Draymond. We got one person who wants the Liquid Explosion. Right now, it's a tie between Draymond and Ochai. So, no, actually, Pohi, the Liquid Explosion is actually the more valuable moment. Someone throw in a vote for either Draymond, Ochai, or Ochai. We're gonna go with one of those. Draymond or Ochai. So, what do you guys want? Draymond or Ochai? I just see people quacking. Let me see. I'm going to start collecting all the people quacking. So please get your quacks in the chat. All right. I got a Oshai. I think that was the original Oshai. Oh, here's another Oshai. All right. So we're going to do an Oshai. We're going to give away an Oshai rookie moment. So get those quacks in the chat. Quacks in the chat. Gotta like and subscribe. And I'm going to try to collect a bunch of you here. So we got 44 of you in the chat. I appreciate you guys coming to hang out together. That's great. And I just want to give you all a chance to get you all in here because this thing is really slow, this Nightbot. So if you haven't quacked in the chat, go ahead and do that right now. And hopefully it's going to collect you all because right now it doesn't seem to be working. All right. Quack in the chat, guys. Quack in the chat. I only see 15 of you in the Nightbot. So if you want to get in this duck race, you got to quack in the chat. I see Budavane, Crate Collector, Daniel, Endo, Go Grizz, Jericho, John Fogarty, Louis Lux, Martin23, QA Expert, Ricky Ricardo, Stan Love, Superluminal, Top Shot Tesla, Tyler, Van City Springer, Vince Cardi last. All right, so it's jumping up a little bit. Boston Base is in there. We got 20 of you in there, 22. All right, we got about half of the chat. So keep on quacking in the chat. Quack, quack, quack. And we'll get you all in here. And let's just play some clips while we wait.
We love the community.
And hopefully the Celtics win tonight, or else I'm going to be feeling like this.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I've come to talk with you again.
All right, well, that number keeps going up. We got 25 out of the now 39. So 5 of you are not interested in this duck race. You just took off. But we got 25 of you. I think I'll call it if I don't see a new one in the next few seconds. So you know what? I'm going to start collecting names. This is your last shot. If you guys got me in another tab, we're going to start racing the ducks. So come back to the tab. Throw your name in the chat, or sorry, not your name. Throw your quack in the chat. You see, I need to go to sleep. Throw your quack in the chat so I can get you in here. All right, here we go. I'm selecting the names, and I'm going to put them in here, and we're going to see the ducks, and we're going to see who's got which duck, who's got the trump duck. That's always an important question. And this is for an Oshai. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Rookie. Oh, geez. See, this always happens. 2 more people. All right. So I'm going to go back and select them again. I guess you guys were in your other tabs. All right. Put it in there. Okay. Let's share it and let's race it. Okay. Let's go take a look at our ducks. Let's shuffle it up. Make sure there's no rigging going on. We got to make sure that there's a trump duck. I don't see a trump duck. No trump duck. Is the trump duck canceled? I don't see him. Well, I guess we're just going to have to race, even if I don't see trump duck. Oh, well. I don't see him. We'll race with these ducks right here, okay? Here we go, everybody. Best of luck to you all. You've all quacked in the chat. You're all ready. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe. If you like and subscribe, it makes your duck race faster. Here we go. On your mark. Get set. Here we go. Out the gates they go. We got Superluminal in his spaceship wearing the Michael Jordan 23. Van City Springer, though, that is a naked duck, and that is probably why he is in first place. But Pohekibiu takes first place, not for very long. There's Crate Collector now. Crate Collector is leading the charge. But here comes Van City Springer, beak to beak. Van City Springer is in front, but Ake at the top in a bear suit is making his way to the top of the race, to the front. We got Ricky Ricardo, making some moves. He is looking to take first place right now. Vince Carter last, though, is also making some moves, but he gets rugged. Van City Springer, the naked duck, and John Fogarty, the naked duck, are 1 and 2. Here we go. John Fogarty, is he going to make a last-second stretch Is he going to make a last second boost? No, he gets rugged. Van City gets rugged. Go Grizz out of nowhere, though. Go Grizz out of absolute nowhere land. Wins the race. He may have been using this shovel as an unfair advantage, but Go Grizz wins. Jared, unfortunately, gets rugged. He was in second place. Super Luminal in third, and our last place finisher is Steve Zissou, 316. Is that like a Steve Zissou and Austin 316 wrestling fan? Anyway, congratulations, Go Grizz. You have won the rookie moment. Go Grizz. Oh, Boston says the locker packs are now gone. Okay, there you go. I guess we just saw them for the last breath of air of the locker packs. So again, if you're new here, because I know there are a couple new people, although you may have already left, make sure you sub. Go Grizz. I think you've won before, but please get your name in the chat so I can send you your moment. And Chewy says, sorry, I'm late. Is the queue still open? I don't know if you're talking about the duck race, Chewy. Unfortunately, that just happened. Go Grizz was our winner. And now we're waiting for Go Grizz to give the chat a Ja Morant lap dance. Go Grizz, where are you? Go Grizz. We should play our sad music again while we wait. Go Grizz, where are you? Go Grizz, where are you? Go Grizz, where is your name? The Tandau. It's a good idea. All right. I think he's dead. Go Grizz, what happened, man? You quacked in the chat and now I can't find you. Oh, man. You're really going to make me do this again? Go Grizz. Are you not on Twitter? Go Grizz. Go Grizz, where are you? I can't find Go Grizz. Should I re-roll it? I guess we're going to do it again, Go Grizz, if you don't show up. Did he get so excited that he, had a heart attack? Does that mean we got to play the sad music? We gathered here today to remember our dear friend, Go Grizz. Oh, there he is. No, Go Grizz. I always lose the usernames. Can you put it in there again, please? Yeah. Can you put your name in there, please? Or I'm going to have to go watch this tomorrow and find the chat because I always lose it. See, there's Go Grizz saying yo, but then I can't find the name. Yeah, I still can't find it. Rest in peace, Go Grizz. Go Grizz, we hardly knew you. Let's play that music again. And he still he says, "Did you not see me respond above? I just saw yo." Is that your username? Is your username yo with 8 O's? We're just gonna sit here and wait. I know Top Shot Tesla. I think he might be one of these people who wins the giveaways and then doesn't give his name. I wouldn't know anyone like that, right? Top Shot Tesla. Oh boy. We're just gonna sit here. We're just gonna sit here and wait for Go Grizz's name. Is that what's going on? I'm just gonna fall asleep right about now. I can't believe how long this is taking. God, and he knows he's in the chat too. Come on, Go Grizz, where are you? Should I do the bit? Are you talking about the funeral bit? All right. No, Go Grizz, I didn't see it. Is it maybe it's like a curse word or something? I can't see it. Go Grizz, just can you message me on Twitter or something? This is supposed to be the funeral filter. We are gathered here today, ladies and gentlemen, to commemorate our dear friend Go Grizz, taken from us too soon. Way too soon. I think his username must be like a terrible curse word or something. I'm like going into the... Is it like kill all racial expletive or something? Let's see. I'm scrolling on here on YouTube where it's supposed to show all the comments and I cannot find it. It's literally not there. Well, I don't know what to say, Go Grizz. I can't find it. You must be cursing in the chat. Jeez. This is just gonna sound so great for the people listening on podcast. I'm probably gonna have to edit this out. All right, we'll do another. I think it is pretty creative, Top Shot Tesla. Give me some credit. All right, well, I can't find him. For some reason, YouTube doesn't want to include it. Yeah, great end to the show. I know. This is just incredible entertainment, is it not? Why don't we do one more giveaway? I'll do a random moment. We're going to do one more giveaway because you guys stayed with me during that just riveting content. I feel like you deserve something. So the text you're going to have to write in. Can you guess what it's going to be? It's going to be hashtag Go Grizz. Hashtag Go Grizz, and you could win an NBA Top Shot digital collectible of a NBA basketball player. Hashtag Go Grizz. Let's see it in the chat. Hashtag Go Grizz to commemorate our dear friend.
Who?
That's right. Hashtag Go Grizz. Go Grizz. Wonderful guy. What a wonderful guy. I met him at a shopping mall once. He pulled me into the department store shopping mall bathroom and he found a locked door. He said, "This door doesn't lock. How about we lock this other door?" Go Grizz and I, we sat inside that bathroom in the shopping mall department store and we just sat there and we traded NBA Top Shot moments together. That's what he says, but actually I never met the guy. I don't know who Go Grizz is. I think he's fake. I don't think he actually exists. All right. Well, Go Grizz, if you can find me on Twitter, then I'll give you a shy moment. But let's just roll it. We got 16 of you, and I'm sleepy, so here we go. 16 out of 32. The rest of you are like, I'm out of here. Let's see who wins. Hopefully Go Grizz wins. Tyler McIntyre is our winner. Congratulations, Tyler McIntyre. Now you know how this works, Tyler McIntyre. Now you need to tell me what your username is in the chat. And now we will wait for another 15 minutes until we hear Tyler McIntyre's name, Top Shot name in the chat. Just absolutely riveting content here. I'm actually going to have to edit this podcast. I can't believe it. I am so upset. Your username is hamburgers. I feel like you guys are all just punking me tonight. Hamburgers. Okay. I will send Tyler, aka Hamburgers, a Top Shot moment. And that's it, everybody. That's the show. I hope you enjoyed it. The fact that you stayed here for the last few minutes.
Stop it. Get some help.
But in all reality, thank you all. It is fun to hang out with you every week. And this is our therapy session, right? And if you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. That's what we like to say. So, with that, let's go Celtics. Game 6 tonight. Let's beat up on those Philadelphia 76ers. Let's get a Game 7 for the good of the NBA. And we all have something to think about tonight, don't we? And see you later as well, Daniel. Thanks for being here. Thank you, QA. And Vince Carter sent something to Van City Springer. Said, look at that. People giving OnlyTans, giving gifts to other OnlyTans. It pays to be an OnlyTan. Thank you, Budavin. You're a legend as well. So everybody, enjoy yourselves. Hopefully you all enjoyed a t-shirt if you received one. And let's have a good week, okay? Keep your head up. It'll be a good week. And a good weekend. And we'll talk again next week. Take care, everybody.
Static Selector.